I always claim that I can make a balance patch that's better than what the devs are doing in 20 minutes.
Hello there, Metro. Would you like to make a balance patch? Hello, everybody. We are here in Metro City, and we call it Metro City because there are pictures of Metro everywhere, as you can see. And we do have Metro here in the chat as well, who yesterday made a whole balance patch with all of his ideas about the game, and now we're going to see them in action as we've got 12 Eternus players, some EU, some NA, to just try all of them out. Hello, Metro. Hello. What are we thinking here today?
Yo, what's up? Excited for this? Kinda scared, because I might look like not the smartest person if this turns out to be like Giga OP, but yeah, I'm super excited to watch a new patch and a fresh game. And as you can see from the draft, it looks very different than what we usually would have in like high-level games, I want to say. People who had the chance to draft. This is a full Eternus 6 lobby, or Eternus lobby, I should say.
Eternus lobby,
and
Eternus 6.
Yeah.
There's a couple Eternus 6,
Eternus
I think
lobby?
3 Eternus 6s. But,
yeah.
yeah. So yeah, I mean, of course, it's always easier to see the impact of such stuff when you're working with higher tier players. We do indeed see a very, very different draft. And if you're looking for the full patch notes, we do have them in the description of the video. And what is your favorite change that you've done in the early games? We were talking a little bit about it before. Do you want to talk a little bit about your favorite early game changes that you've done?
Yeah, so people are gonna call me biased, but I did buff Wraith in lane. She has historically been pretty weak in lane. I made her card damage a lot higher in lane, actually from 55 to 80 on level 1. But in return, the scaling is a lot lower. It is now only 0.8 scaling instead of 1.2. Which means after 60 souls, the damage of cards is actually gonna be lower. Like after that point, every card is gonna do less damage.
After 60 spirit, you mean?
Yeah, after 60 Spirit. Another change that I don't quite know how it's going to work out, one of the dark horses, which I'm really not sure, is Drifter. I made the radius that he needs to have his 3 active, his Blood Sign active, a lot smaller. So it used to be 25 meters, and now it's 17.5, which means he's going to be in those isolated scenarios a lot more. Yeah, so Talon does less damage with his arrows, like Spirit in general. Like his base damage is lower, his level 2 upgrade is lower, but I buffed his gun base a tiny bit, and I buffed his spirit scaling on his gun, which means you can play him as hybrid or buy a lot of spirit items and do a bit more gun damage. Because I feel like Talon, you know, the normal arrows, they tickle at all times in the game, right? Usually. Unless you have like a really crazy gun meta on Talon. So I wanted Talon to be a bit more scary after, like, not unload everything at once and, you know, basically make the fights last a bit longer. That's the main thing, I think, about this patch, that I wanted fights to last a bit longer. I tried to reduce burst across the board, but keep characters viable at the same time. So, for example, what I did to Lash is he does more gun damage, he has more gun scaling, and I made his ult quite a bit better. But that's about it. Because I think it's very sad the way Lash is being played right now, right? Is you go in, you dash slam, and then you press 1, or you just ground slam, and then you get out. It's like just all burst. And I wanted to like make him do a bit more gun damage so he can be like a bit more present overall in the fights and make the fights last longer.
Of course. So, what do you think is one character that would have traditionally been picked in the current meta and is not picked here, and why do you think that is?
So I do think on ladder in specific in Eternus, Mina is dominant right now, because she's just the best laner in the game, and I reduced her damage in lane by quite a bit. I made Love Bites weaker, I made the Rake healing weaker, and that's why I think she's not being picked here. Same thing for Pocket. Also been part of the meta for a long time. And Pocket I didn't really nerf much other than made his Affliction a lot less frustrating. I made the Affliction damage a lot lower while keeping the lifesteal the same. Or the anti-heal the same.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about the heroes that were not touched, because, you know, you basically touched every hero in the game. But as far as I'm aware, and correct me if I'm wrong, the 2 heroes that were not changed in any way, shape, or form were Sinclair and McGinnis, right?
Yeah. So,
yes.
McGinnis, I looked at and I just, you know, like, Eternus players consider her weak right now, but every time you see her in a game, she does perform well, especially in lower rank, and I wanted to make this patch playable for everyone. So I thought with the changes to gun items, especially fire rate items that I increased a bit, McGinnis would perform a bit better with those, so I didn't want to give her, like, buffs directly as well, because I am scared of, like, McGinnis carry coming back in that sense. And Sinclair, to be honest, it is just a very situational character, and it's great in drafts, but that's how he should be, right? Like, Sinclair is great against characters that have powerful ults, because he can steal the ults, but sometimes when you get in a lobby and you queue up on Sinclair, and the enemy doesn't have good ults to steal, he feels kind of useless. So it's a very fine line with Sinclair between broken and useless. And that's kind of hard to fix, because I think that's part of the character design of the character.
Yeah. One question from the chat, and I really hope to get some insight on this. So, why specifically didn't you buff or nerf Abrams' Infernal Resilience by 1%?
Let me interrupt you real quick. I want to see this Warden ult. Okay.
So, tell
sorry,
me
I
what
was
your
looking
Warden
at the
changes.
Warden ult.
Sorry. Yeah. How
So
have you
Warden,
changed Warden?
I actually increased the flask cooldown by 2 seconds, so it's not as spammable. But I made every other thing about him better for gun. So I made Binding Word do 50 more on base barrier. The radius of the Binding Word is increased by another meter, so it's now 21 meters. And the most interesting change, I think, is ult scaling is even worse than before, but it now gives 90% lifesteal. And I think the way Warden ult was designed, there was always like an ult to turn it around, right? It's called Last Stand. And I thought it was silly that you couldn't use it as like a counter ult when multiple people were committing on you. So the idea with Warden ult is now that you go into the fight, and if the enemy sends too many people on you, you can turn it around with Warden ult and live longer. So Warden ult steals a lot more life, but does less damage.
But as I was saying with my joke before, why did you not buff or nerf the Infernal Resilience by 1%? What's up with that?
I should have. I forgot.
You forgot. This is an interesting design philosophy question. Like, when you see stuff like this, like a weird ability nerfed or buffed by 1%, or like bullet growth nerfed by 0.01 or something like that. How do you feel about it? Do you think that's a good idea, or do you think like balance changes should be massive, test new things all the time, or do you think that balance changes should be more like fine-tuned, like the 1%, if you will?
I think it depends on how good the character is. If a character has been meta for a long time, you will never have a meta where every character is the same strength. That is impossible, right? So swapping it up and making like bigger changes sometimes is interesting. I want to get one thing out here. The spirit lane, the full spirit lane on left side, completely rolled the drifter, which is kind of sad. I was hoping that the Bloodsend buff would make it so you can actually like deal some damage in lane, but it looks like the full spirit Viscous is performing really well. I did increase splatter damage a bit, while basically making Express Shot not usable anymore. Right now in the current meta, right, like Viscous is like Express Shot heaven. But this is looking quite sad on the right lane for Team Orange.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's a new ball. I don't know if you caught that. It died instantly. Can't use it to get out anymore. But overall, Team Sapphire is doing really well here. And funnily enough, I think that's because of the spirit characters so far.
I mean, like, you have to have a healthy balance. At the end of the day, what we want is like the meta to not lean towards one build or another, right? We want a variety of builds, because that's what makes it interesting.
Yeah. Yes, that's 100% what I'm going for. Because like I don't want a full gun meta, you know? Like in the end, I think the game is best when both playstats are 50-50, completely viable.
Yeah. Ooh, is this Wraith gonna
Wraith
escape?
might
No!
I didn't fix the TP. That's
You
still in
didn't
the
fix-
game. That's a thing for Yoshi to fix.
That's for Yoshi to fix. Yeah, our modders are superhuman in many ways, but unfortunately, they can't fix stuff like that. Nice punch there by the Bebop. I want to talk a little bit more about items. So far, we've almost entirely talked about skills and abilities. I want to talk a little bit about items. As we're entering the mid-game, you've seen the items that people are playing. Is there any item that you're like, oh, I'm surprised that they're playing now that they were not playing before in their builds? Or do you think that people are playing largely the same?
Yeah, I'm surprised that Viscous is like going full spirit. I guess it makes sense, because again, I increased the splatter and I made the right click, like burst gun damage thing a bit weaker. Viscous is very spirit heavy. And otherwise, it's not super surprising what we're seeing. It's very normal builds, I want to say, for everyone. Talon is going gun, so that's going to be interesting to see. Right now he's only running gun items. And again, Wraith is probably closer to now a gun carry again, because I made the cards a lot weaker in the mid game, so it's probably not worth as much investing a lot into gun. But I'm super excited for this. Not even trying to hype this up. I'm super excited because, again, like Wraith looked pretty good in lane, but they didn't hard win lane, right? And we're getting to the point, like another 5-6 minutes, and Wraith should do less damage with the cards, right? It's not like She's gonna be like Thanos the later the game goes. I mean, she's still gonna be a great gun carry, I want to say, but should be weaker in the late game.
Of course, of course. So yeah,
Oh my
you played
god!
it- yeah.
Wait, did you see the ground slam? That was
Yeah.
the dash slam was a very fast lock on. Might need a nerf here. That was
Yeah.
very good.
I mean, it's just like really tight. I think the bigger problem is not the fast lock-on as much as people's expectation of how much should the Lash lock-on take, right? People will make calculations based on that expectation. And if it's even like a little bit faster, they're not going to play it correctly. They're going to play with the old way of seeing things, right? Like, the Lash changes
One thing I
are-
really want to get out, by the way,
Sure.
I thought Improved Spirit was like bought by almost everyone, right? In the meta. I was like, that item is crazy. And I nerfed it by quite a bit. I reduced it from 18 Spirit to 15. Everyone is still buying it. Everyone in this game has Improved Spirit. So that's kind of
Nice.
crazy.
Oh god, this bad. Oh, nice. Okay, gets the kill though at least.
Did I make Viscous OP? Is that what's happening here? He bought Express Shot!
Yes.
Yo, I nerfed this item from 85% to 40 on the right click and he's still buying it. He's either trolling me or he's a madman.
I mean, like, the most natural thing to do, even when there's like a very big meta changing patch, is just play the old patch builds instead of like, going for something completely different.
But the
Especially when you're at
Express
12K.
Shot damage got more than 50% nerf, Like it's like half as effective on the right click.
Yeah.
Which
But I
is
mean, like,
yeah.
I mean, the way that you play Viscous with your, especially with your splatter change, is like very bursty. I mean, your big goal was changing all the burst characters, but you've given a powerful splatter plus powerful express shot plus powerful spirit snatch, right? He's gonna be able to do
Yeah.
a lot of damage very, very quickly. It's almost as if you cannot escape the curse of the burst. Before the shop patch, right? A lot of items in the game did a lot of things. Like, for example, ammo scav, right? Ammo scav gave you a bullet every time you like denied something or whatever, and also gave you like bonus health, bonus ammo, whatever it did, right? Extra regen had extra ammo, that sort of thing. Now the items are a lot cleaner. Like extra regen gives you 3 regen. That's all the item does. Basic mag gives you a little bit of damage, a little bit of ammo capacity. Like, do you think that items should do exactly what's on the tin, or do you think that items should do a lot of small, nice things for you?
Okay, so before I answer that question, why does my Moon Krill have Tesla Bullet? Are we trolling?
Wait,
Okay,
what?
that
Can we
is
switch to the Mo, Mimi?
Why is my Mo running Tesla
Well,
Bullet?
this is
No
like a
wonder
very-
they're losing. I was like, no, I nerfed Mo. I didn't make Mo's gun better. What are we smoking, Ryzen?
Yeah,
Maybe it's because. Okay, but back to your question, right? I do like that they cleaned up the items. I think there were too many random stats, especially before the item patch that we had a while ago. So I don't mind that. I do think some items are too one-dimensional. For example, I think what's it called? Armor piercing rounds is like a super boring item, right? It's like it does one thing. It's like, oh, if they have a lot of resists, you can buy this and it does more damage. I think that's boring. It should give you like another extra stat that might be useful in your build to make the builds more interesting, right? For example, if you're given a random item like some extra ammo, like Lucky Shot comes to mind, then I can suddenly in builds where I want extra ammo, buy that item in the late game, even though the major effect might not be the best for me, but because I get that extra 40% ammo, it might be useful, right? In that sense, like just like in terms of efficiency, I think that's a big part of what makes build crafting so interesting. That there's a lot of combination possibilities with item. So, yeah, TLDR, I think there need to be some minor buffs to another specific stat that items should have. Design-wise, it should like make sense, right? But I do like that there's like some random stats in the game. Yo, we have to step it up here on the Amber lane. Yeah, I just wanna. I need to get this out. Please put this in your video. Armin was talking about how Eternus is gonna be completely OP this patch. Not looking too good for him.
Yeah, I mean, it's just really difficult because you see some like nerfs on paper, and then you realize, oh well, those are like base stat nerfs. They might not be like the actual full nerfs of everything, right? Maybe everybody got nerfed and it doesn't matter that your character got specifically nerfed. The massive Sinclair counter ult net. Yeah, Sapphire is doing really, really well so far.
Yeah, the Lash is... yeah, he is full... Maybe I overstepped with the Lash buffs. Or he's just the GOAT. Because so again, I made his gun a bit better and his ult, and that's it. And he's killing everyone and is running full spirit.
Yeah. I'm seeing some very interesting playstyles. I'm seeing some very different things. Yeah, as we reach the 16-minute mark, I think the big conclusions are Viscous very strong, Lash very strong, Wraith seems okay, Drifter a bit weak. Is that anything else that you want to say?
It might not have been enough to buff Drifter. I am still upset about the Moon Krill running gun. That can't be viable ever.
Who's Moon Krill running gun? It's Dark Knight.
The Moon Krill is running full gun build basically.
Yeah. Oh, big carry there. Yeah, I mean, maybe he heard that you like guns so much.
At this point, the Drifter is so far behind that he can't really even win the 1v1. You know? Yeah.
Oh, Warden's going in. Has a grenade. Is she gonna land? Yeah. You can just back there. But intensifying back. This is so weird.
What if Ryzen is trying to make me look bad with this? Burst fire. Burst. There's no shot that's good on. Oh.
I don't know. He's killing the Bebop.
I mean, is he?
Yeah, I don't know. He's having fun with the Bebop. That's for certain.
I mean.
But yeah, do you want to
talk might be too much of a Wraith 1 trick.
Yeah. Do you want to talk a little bit about some changes you would have liked to have done to your patch if it was the case that we could do like bigger edits, like actually edit abilities and such, instead of just editing their stats and maybe some of their
So if we could, right, like I wanted to bring 7 self-stun back. I think that was like a thing that increased his skill. Also, that reminds me, I'm surprised we didn't see 7, because I buffed 7 quite hard this patch. In multiple ways. I buffed the ult, I buffed the base regen in lane, I buffed the power surge, like basically everything about him. So it's very surprising to me that we don't see 7 at all. Otherwise, I would have, so quality of life adjustments, wave, cards, and teleport are both inconsistent with the hitboxes. I would have changed that definitely. And otherwise, I do think that most characters in this game are really well designed. I don't think a lot of characters need a rework. I know people have been asking for Kelvin reworks, by the way. To just put power away from his Ice Dome. But I'm too dumb to do that, you know? Like, I would... Like, how is a Kelvin gonna look like where the Ice Dome is not, like, the most dominant ult in the game, and still make him viable?
Ooh, that fast Lash ult.
Lash died! Come back!
Comeback season? Comeback season? Comeback earn? Oh, that Warden ult, though, is gonna be such a hassle to deal with down there. Oh no, the ball kills the Abrams, and yeah, the Warden ult is gonna be a big finish here. And are they gonna go for mid Sapphire? Maybe they do. What
I mean,
about,
now they're up 35k.
Yeah,
I don't think
that
has
game
anything.
Objectives? Like, what would you like to change in terms of game objectives? That Viscous almost died.
Oh, I mean, the obvious answer is mid boss, right?
Like, what would your ideal mid boss look like?
Yeah. So, I mean, mid boss is obviously very strong right now. It's too powerful. So, the funny thing is in Dota, right? I don't know if you've played Dota. Roshan gives 1 rejuve, and you have to pick it. You have to pick it up, right? On 1 carry. It usually is what it is. And that's 1 revive, and it's still considered a super powerful objective. So, I think we could actually get away with maybe 2 buffs, or even 1. That's how strong I think it is. Where you put it on 1 character in specific, you decide on who. Everyone still maybe gets the passive buffs, but just have 1 revive.
How mobile is Dota? Like, for example, a very good player in Deadlock is able to like go from one side of the map in a matter of seconds. Let's say 30 seconds from any place in the map to any place in the map, especially if they have zipline control. Is that the case with Dota? Do you have like this similar amount of mobility?
Sorry, I spaced out. You're gonna have to re-ask. I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
I was
no
just
worries.
thinking about my Wraith.
No worries, no worries. I'm sure you'll probably have like a lot of patch note corrections you might want to do after this game. But what was I saying? how mobile is Dota? For example, in Deadlock, you can move from one side of the map, especially if you have lanes, to another in like sub 30 seconds, right? Is that the case with Dota, or is it the case that it's
No,
a little
Dota
bit
is actually a lot slower in terms of rotation because
Yeah,
zip lines
exactly.
don't exist.
Yeah.
It is, yeah. So if your question is like, yeah, obviously you have to keep that in mind when you adjust to something like mid boss. But I think overall, I think the general consensus is that mid boss is too good right now, right? Like it is just a bit too strong, I want to say. Like maybe we can nerf it in other ways. Maybe just make it last shorter, or maybe just get rid of the buffs that it gives you, like the extra health, extra damage altogether. Even then, mid boss with 3 revives is still gonna be very strong. Okay, we need a rematch on this. Either we're gonna do a redraft, because I think there might have been a gameplay issue. I think there might have been a gameplay issue, but.
Hello, everyone. We are doing game 2 right now of this mod. After a whole bunch of discussions between the Eternuses, which included some interesting pause lock, I guess. But yeah, we rebalanced the teams. We had the Eternuses pick a couple of new heroes. We didn't see Viper, we didn't see Billy, we didn't see Mirage, we didn't see Seven in the first game. And I'm hoping that we're going to enjoy them a little bit more this game. We still do have Metro with us. Hello there, Metro.
Hi, hi, hi.
And,
what's up? Dorman.
What are your
seems unable
opinions
to
on
be-
pause lock?
I hate it. They had a patch for like 2 weeks where you couldn't pause in the first 5 minutes. And that was the best time I ever had in Deadlock.
Really?
I think the game is like bug-free enough to where you shouldn't be allowed to pause in the first few, at least. Or there should be a countdown, you know? Because like if you're right in the fight and there's a pause, it's really frustrating. But getting into the game, yeah, a lot new heroes compared to last one. 7, I made a lot stronger in lane. Really excited about that one. Like, he has more regen. It's back to 2.5 base regen. Because the main issue 7 has right now that is just like getting bullied in lane, right? So, I kind of want to bring him back a bit into the meta. Might turn out to be too strong. Overall, like, his ult is a tiny bit better in DPS and his power surge is a tiny bit better. Otherwise, yeah, he's just going to be a bit better in lane.
Yeah. And what about Viper? What can you tell me about Viper?
Yeah, so Viper, the issue with her is that right now in the good meta, she's insanely strong in lane. Once you have your Bola up, right, you can basically cast Bola, cast your 2, and you can kill people from max HP, but then she falls off really hard after, right? So what I did is I reduced both the 2 and the 4 damage on Viper, but made her gun scaling a lot stronger again. So, yeah, I don't think Viper is ever going to be a full spirit character. I don't think that's how she's supposed to work. Because if you think about it, right, a big part of her kit is that she slides. And you can't cast abilities while you keep on sliding, right? Like, if you know anything about slide animations, if you cast any ability, you will get out of it. Which is kind of anti-synergistic if you think about it on Viper. So, yeah, I thought, let's go get her gun damage back a tiny bit. And I don't think it's going to be that much of an issue. Because, again, the devs reworked her to where she doesn't get insane resistances while perma sliding anymore. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see how well she does in terms of gun damage.
So, as I'm sure you're aware, because you were in the chat, the Eternus has had a bunch of comments about how the first game went. What do you think about them, like, overall? We're not going to show the comments in the video, but well, do you think that, oh, it's like a normal first reaction? Do you think it's more of a, people are thinking about the game? Do you think that there's, like, valid criticisms?
Well, I think the frustration came from the fact that they had a gun more in Krill, right? Which I get. The Eternus players, they want to win. They're actually really competitive right now, too. I don't know if you saw at the start of the game, they were like, don't swap lanes, right? I think they're really trying to win. We have some gamers in here that want to win the game. Even though it's just, you know, a patch for fun. It's obviously not official. Yeah, and I do think the one issue we had last game was it was very hard to evaluate balance because it was such a one-sided stomp. And I do think Eternus players are very fast at adapting. We already saw some adaptations, right? We saw an instant Wraith ban, for example. So it's going to be interesting to see if they fall for the same stuff again. If Viscous and Lash will overperform this match, or if it was really just a one-off, like, oh, this character is strong now, I have to respect him in lane, right?
Yeah, and then the Lash and the Viscous, thankfully, are in 2 different teams now, so they might be able to balance each other out.
Yeah, I think realistically, by the way, I don't really think either were too strong. They just had both really good starts. Lash, I'm kind of, we'll see. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think a lot of it was like the lanes ending quite early in the last match, and maybe it being a bit one-sided in terms of laning stage.
So, as we're in the early game, in the late game, we'll focus a lot more on the gameplay, I think. There was just so much ground to cover in terms of design in the first game that we were just not paying attention to the actual team fights. But right now, I want to ask you a couple of design questions while we still have a little bit of time. I think an important one is this. How many builds should a character have?
So I think that's a really cool question, because I think some characters, a cool thing they have about them is that they just are able to build multiple things. I think characters that can build hybrid or gun or spirit are really cool. I don't think that's achievable for every character in the game, right? But I think that's what the devs should thrive towards, or like strive towards. Just having multiple playstyles for characters. There will always be on meta and off meta, but the more viable playstyles for a character, the deeper the game gets, the more complicated it gets, and the better it gets, in my opinion. So that's actually one thing I kind of tried to do with this patch, where again, I gave Lash more bullet damage, right? Not necessarily increasing the ground slam, where if you ask the average player how they would buff Lash, they would probably have said, you know, make ground slam better again, right? That's like because Lash has always historically been like a spirit nuker. But I thought the one and done playstyle is kind of boring, where you press the one button and they die or they don't, which is like a lot of the meta right now. So I tried to give him a bit more damage over time in the fight, right? I think it would be a really cool idea if Lash just flew around and did some gun damage and was dangerous after he used his ground slam. Because right now Lash uses everything, and then if he doesn't have anything left, he doesn't do any damage, right? Then it's like a one and done kind of thing.
Oh, big ult coming in. Slam. Is there going to be enough to wrap it up? Ult is forced. A nice, massive haste save. I don't know if you saw that one, but
I missed it. I missed it. I was staring at the 7.
Yes.
Oh, he's dead.
But my understanding is, and correct me if I'm wrong, Metro, that whenever Gun Lash was a thing, to the extent that it ever was a thing, it was mainly focused on stuff like Headhunter, right? Where your raw amount of bullet damage didn't matter as much as, you know, your ability to get headshots or something like that, right?
Yeah.
How do you feel about Headhunter as an item, actually?
I think overall, right now, burst items are very strong, right? We see Mystic Burst being bought a lot on high rank, and in general, burst meta is very strong. I don't mind items that make you do more early, or give you flat damage early, but there needs to be like a balance between those items and items that just, you know, let you do damage over time. So I'm not the biggest fan of Headhunter. Some people consider it really strong right now. Also, by the way, someone is saying in my chat that the 7 regen in lane is not working.
Oh.
Which I'm not sure about. I don't think that they're correct.
I mean, it says 2.5, and I don't see any...
Yeah.
All of those are off-combat stuff, right? Like, both...
Exactly.
Yeah, it's 6.5 now. Yeah, I think it's fine. Again, like...
It says 1 for me?
Yeah,
Where?
just to apologize. Oh, very nice uppercut there by the Bebop. That actually saved his life. Very well done. He's still gonna die. Brett, very good player. But yeah, just as a thing, we got a massive bounce patch, and Occurs, one of our modders, and casters, and frankly a lot of stuff, basically coded the patch in a matter of hours. There could be an oversight like that, and if there is, we apologize. We try to like look for all the main stuff and see if they were fully implemented or not. I don't think we've caught anything that wasn't implemented.
I mean, this entire thing, to give you an idea for anyone watching, was done in like 5 hours, right? It took 2 hours to make the patch, and then you got it done within 3 hours, which is like crazy. There's no major bugs we've observed yet, so of course something could like slip through, but like it looks pretty good so far.
Yeah. It's good. I do want to see how different players of the community. This is like an interesting thing if the video does well, which is why you guys should like and subscribe, eh? But if the video does well, one of the things I do want to do is see how different players of the community would balance the game differently. Like, what does a Metro balance patch look like versus a Deathy balance patch versus I don't know, Hoot balance patch, that sort of thing. But yeah. Let's focus a little bit more on the game. Certainly a fair bit more balance. Sapphire does have still a little bit of a lead here, but not as big as last game. I do think that's
partially that's because I think their lanes are worse still. Like, it's actually surprising to me. I buffed 7 by 1.5 regen, right? And everything else about him got stronger as well, but they seem to be struggling, which is... I don't think Viper is, like, I nerfed Viper's lane as well, right? So that's the one lane they should actually win, and I guess he's a bit ahead in money. But, yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I think late game, 7 is a monster. in this patch, like he always is, right? But it should be easier for him to get there. So yeah, I do think we have a game on our hands compared to last one.
I mean, like, again, it's a question of limits, right? Like, for example, as an extreme example, I've played a lot of games with McGinnis. Everybody knows that, so I know her limits in lane, quote unquote. Unless I'm playing with like Eternus or Initiates on the other side of the lane, I know very well what she can and cannot do in lane. What enemies, whatever. Now, let's say there was a massive McGinnis patch, right? Oh, what's going on here? Massive McGinnis patch tomorrow. I'm still gonna play her laning for the first 5-10 games, very similar to how her laning is working right now, because I don't really know how much stronger she's gotten in laning, right? Like, if her turrets start doing 5 damage a tick in laning instead of 4, like, is that enough of a buff for me to like go gung ho? So maybe the 7 is playing just like how he would play in a 7 lane where he had like the old restrictions. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, definitely. There's some readjustments that need to be done for sure.
Yeah,
I agree with you, but like base regen, you know, it's like it helps you no matter how you play, right? Like you're just gonna have more HP. So, I have Goober in my chat. I have a very interesting take. I have a question for Goober. Goober, I think you're like the guy to go to for Viscous. So Viscous, we buffed his platter, right? But we made the express shot a lot weaker. It's now only 40% on right click, and he's still buying it. The Viscous player right now. What do you think? What do you think, Goober? About the Viscous changes in specific?
Yeah. Well, Goober is answering. Yeah, I do want to note, especially one of the first items that the Viscous bought, and we're gonna have to see if that's gonna work out for him. He is dying right now. But big fight happening on lane number 1. We just see a 3v3 here. Viper is there trying to look for something. And also this Bebop Mirage, they're very, very low, the Sapphire lane. And the game is pretty balanced, 50 to 51k, 51 to 52k.
Yeah, this is looking good.
Yeah.
I want to look at the Warden here, because I think this is Warden's, like, prime, like this is his power spike. He's stronger with gun, right? He does a bit more, he has a bit more binding word power and, what is it called, willpower. Early on, and the ult is scary early, right? It gets weaker late, but here we go. Let's see if the new lifesteal is kind of OP.
Oh, does
that's
not
what
matter.
I want with Warden. Yeah, I mean, great counter ult, but
yeah,
I feel like with old Warden ult, he just like instantly dies. He's probably still dead.
Oh, but everyone is very low. I mean, Mirage is 1. Bebop is 1.
He is in the walker. This is gonna be yeah, I do think he's gonna end up dead here.
Oh no, but that Bebop.
Is he gonna get another as a trade?
No,
oh my god, they're all so low.
He's just missing. Oh, no. That was actually a great moment, though, not gonna lie.
7 dead.
Viscous probably dead. Dude,
and
right?
I just want to mention, Dawnpriest is doing a lot worse on the Lash so far, right? Last game it looked like Lash was completely broken. He's a 2 and 3. I'm not saying he's doing bad, right? But like, yeah. A lot of this is gameplay and not necessarily balance. Insanely fast ult. See, this is what I like. It makes the ult useful. He still dies, but yeah.
He still dies.
No, I think the
but he's got Moxie, you know. Moxie.
Yeah. No, the thing with Lash is right now. If good players buy counter spell, the ult just does nothing. And I wanted the ult to be scary. Either you have insanely fast reaction time or you get caught, right? It needs to do something. That was the other thing I changed, where the lock on Slam is just faster.
So we see the urn. We didn't. We're gonna have to see how Urn interacts with all of this mechanics. I mean, these guys are good players. They're gonna gather for a team fight. We do already see almost all of Amber is gathered around that Urn, except that Mirage, who is 1v1ing. Are they gonna be able to
I do think
here?
Warden is insanely strong right now. Like, that's the one thing. Like, he is very strong in early team fights. And he can tank for his team too. And he's looking very scary, I gotta be honest. Like, the Warden is looking kinda imbalanced. Let's see this ult. Yeah, the light. Maybe we overbuff Warden.
Okay, so the first game we decided Warden was okay. Now we're definitely overbuffed.
Oh, well, it's funny because the guy playing Warden, Earls, is a friend of mine, and he told me before this that Warden got nerfed with these changes, which I found crazy, you know? Like, he's definitely better than before.
I mean, you just have to go.
But yeah, the ult does less damage again, right? It does less damage, but it gives way more lifesteal. It's 90 instead of 65. Might have gone a bit too hard. Maybe like an 80 would have been fine.
Yeah. But still, the game is pretty balanced on both sides, both on teams and also like 73k to 78k is not like a insurmountable difference. So it's an earn. Yeah.
Yeah, I also do think, again, the 7 is probably the best late game character in this patch. At least that's how I should have, like 7 does great damage late game. It's just that he has so much trouble getting there now with decent money, so...
Yeah. I mean, the game has always been more focused on the early game.
Yeah.
Okay, is this cube? Oh, very nice dodge skills there by the Viscous. He does manage to survive there. Okay. But yeah, this Warden is going to be the center of attention. He's a very gun-heavy Warden. Active reload. I don't know, does Warden go active reload? I thought you always went
I've started doing that myself. Yeah, I think active reload is a slept-on item. It's kind of coming into the meta right now. It's very strong in lane. You know, gives you sustain, fire rate. I do think it's very good. And again, not as much value in spirit items for Warden anymore, right? Because, like, again, the ult scaling is even worse than before. So it is a gun character, so I kind of understand why is going no spirit items right now.
But on the other hand, even with the slower Flask, right, you pretty much had Flask on command as Warden. I don't know. It's actually really interesting because we don't know what effects are psychosomatic, as in, like, these players are just thinking something's gonna happen to them because of the current patch, or they're like actual best player. Yeah. Which is fascinating.
I will tell you, Earls actually put time into this and like he worked an hour on a patch before this game, on a build, sorry, for Warden. So he actually did his, he did preparation for this patch.
Oh god, prep. The bane of Boonsnake events. Okay, big ult coming in. He does get stunned.
Again, it doesn't do a lot of damage. It shouldn't do a lot of damage. It just should heal a lot. And he lives longer than expected. He gets it. I think he's dead for it though. Maybe?
Oh, the haste
is coming into
right?
help. Never mind.
Gonna be able to clear some space.
Look at that willpower
Lash
actually giving more than 100 HP. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Still won't matter. He's dead.
I mean, that's the beauty of the game. It's like patch notes, spatch notes, right? Doesn't matter if you're just like 5k
this is
more
boosting my ego. Look at this. Nothing seems mega OP. Better than Yoshi. What do you think, Gluten?
I don't know. I mean, again,
Yoshi's not gonna watch a video, Gluten.
Yoshi's not gonna watch my video. No, I mean, here's what I think. I'll give you an actual example. I've talked about this with a bunch of players. So, do you remember like a year ago when there was like this patch where it's like, we're gonna try this just for a weekend, we're gonna put the urn at the mid boss, right? Like right above the mid boss, right? Do you remember what the general community reaction was that weekend?
Oh, people hated it immediately, you know?
Yeah, but imagine this. You don't know what's good or not. We know that that's a bad idea now, right? But it might have actually been a very, very good idea. But the fact is that the community hated it so much vehemently. Like, what is Yoshi doing? This is insane, right? I feel that the Deadlock community doesn't like change that much, which makes it very difficult to do patches sometimes. So I really sympathize with Yoshi and the dev team in the sense that, oh, they want to touch stuff, but they only want to be sure. And sometimes, of course, they make mistakes. Some stuff that they've done in the past I hate, but they're also in the cover of, oh, it's an alpha game. We want to try new shit. We want to try cool shit.
Yeah.
So I really sympathize with balancing.
I do too. Yes, it is. Yeah. I agree. But what I will say is, I think they're going too safe, especially for an alpha, right? There's this argument of, oh, the game is still an alpha. I think now is the best time to test a bit more, right?
But they
especially that last patch.
But they do. No. It's in the test server. It's not in the public server because every time we do a major change, we have the same reaction by the community, where the community goes, oh, we hate this. Why are you even considering doing something like that, right? I don't know. That's my general feeling every time a major thing has happened. But I could be very wrong.
Yeah.
I'm sympathetic.
I'm mostly talking about the... Okay, sure. I'm mostly talking about the patch that came out. Like the last one really felt like it didn't change much.
No, that's fair. That's fair. With the 1%... was that the 1% Infernal Resilience patch? No, I think that was 2 patches ago, right?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. No,
I will say one thing here. Going back to the game, I think the Great Talon is actually mis-itemizing a bit. Because I did buff the gun spirit scaling, so the idea was more so running a hybrid, and right now he's running full gun, right? Which I did make the gun a bit better also, so there's nothing wrong with having a lot of gun items, but I wish he would have a few spirit items to get the passive investment bonus into his gun damage. Scales with spirit.
Yeah.
So that's the one thing I kind of disagree with right now in terms of builds. Otherwise, it looks very normal, right? Like, I'm laughing because, you know, Express Shot, I reduced it by more than half, and he's still running the same shit.
I mean, I do hope Yoshi watches this video. Maybe he's gonna get some ideas. I mean, to be fair, I think this whole thing is a very interesting experiment. I am very happy to have done this. I have no regrets whatsoever. I think we're seeing some cool stuff. We're seeing some clear misplays, and we're seeing some new heroes. That's the most important thing, right? Like, seeing some heroes that we seldom see.
Yeah, that should be the thing with the patch, right? Like, make some other heroes like viable. Like, it's time, Yoshi. Put it out.
Yoshi.
Just take this one right now. You can copy it 1-to-1 for free, Yoshi.
For free.
For free.
I do love the billboards so much, not gonna lie. It's a fantastic...
I don't even see them anymore. I use them myself. I ignore my own face. Okay, so they're trying to go for a forward urn put in.
Yeah, Dorman
Again,
is
Warden is
there.
scary in these fights, but so is Lash. Only one ult. Oh, the Warden is gonna hit
the Warden is gonna be able to do a lot of work here. Very big fight.
You can just tank, you know? Oh, the lifesteal is crazy on this.
Yeah.
I ran out. I mean, they have mid. Nerf mid boss Yoshi.
Nerf mid boss Yoshi. That I kind of agree with. I'm not sure exactly how. But this is the problem, right? Like, I have a lot of intuitions about what's wrong in the game, but then actually solving them in a good fashion that's not just balanced but fun, right? Like, there's a classic adage, I'm sure you've heard this, Metro. Like, rock, paper, scissors is balanced, but it's not fun, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know what to say. But we do see Sapphire is still advancing right now, and they're probably going to be able to win the whole game here. We do see a Viscous trying.
There's one more fight. I still believe in the 7. Come on, I buffed this character. It must be good. It must be good. I made the ult do like 15% more damage and the power surge. And I buffed Soul Shredder bullets. Well, whatever they're called. Yes, Spirit Shredder. Spirit Shredder. Soul Shredder was the old one. Come on, 7. Alright, Warden has no ult. Killable. Too bad they have reduce.
Yeah.
Kill him again. Kill him again.
Yeah.
Liv is gonna carry this. Liv is my goat.
Liv is your goat. Okay,
Nice,
we do have the first pick. They might be actually able to repel this attack. The Mirages, however, completely destroyed by that Viper. And
I mean, they're holding. They're behind 30k.
it is a very tough position. Behind 30k, and there's one rejuve left, right? And okay, Doorman does get an ult here. I don't know how much he achieves with that. Is there going to be a counter push now that we have one player out of the game? Yes, no, maybe so? Nah, they're
alive.
I think they're
7 is holding it down.
Yes. Sapphire's just
How
back.
do we come
They have
back
a lot
from
of
this?
farm.
I'm an Amber Hand enjoyer now. I'm rooting
You're an Amber Hand
for the
enjoyer?
comeback.
I mean, yeah, I want the game to
yeah.
last as long as possible. Right? So 5 out of 12, which is very impressive. Improved Spirit is, you know, very, very picked. Why do you think Improved Spirit is so good?
I think at 18, right? If you buy it as first spirit item, you get the 18 spirit, and then you get the investment. In fact, yeah, you get another 11, right? Assuming you're buying it as first spirit item. So it's like 30 spirit for 1,600, which is like insane scaling in the early game. Plus, it gives you the regen you want in lane, right? The out of combat regen. Are we killing the Warden here?
Yeah, I presume so, right? Like,
surely we kill the Warden here.
surely we
need
kill
to
the
kill the
Warden
Warden
here.
here.
Disarming
Okay,
Hex
good,
is
good.
all over. Viper is around there, though. Trying to get a counter pick. They are collapsing here. They are collapsing here. It is a 5v5. The Amber team is very behind. But the Billy is going to be able to do something here, right?
Oh, don't die here. Get out. Get out. Good chill.
No.
Nah, Billy missed the chain.
Yeah,
if they
Billy
get out here,
missed
that's a
the
good
chain.
trade.
Yeah,
But yeah, I mean, toll difference is massive right now.
Yeah, the big problem is the urn, right? Like, how are you going to be able to contest the urn? You do have that Lash ult. How many counter spells do we have, Mimi? Or, actually, no, don't have Mimi check. Metro, can you please check how many counter spells we have on the blue team?
I think, and for the record, I did not nerf that item, even though I think it's crazy, right? It's so good.
It is.
But I think
really
it's so
good
fun that it should be. We have 0 on the entire game right now.
Which
no
is
counter spell.
interesting. Interesting. Are they just not confident? How much is the Lash? 656. That's not a horrible stat line, especially for a losing team. Yeah. I mean, a little bit of bruising of the mid boss happened there, but it seems like they're just gonna go for it. They are 30k ahead.
Maybe I made haste too strong. Maybe I made haste too strong.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, maybe we read the haste buffs, guys.
Alright, big Lash ult. What's gonna happen with it? Massive 7 up in the air, but I think people are just ignoring him.
I buffed it. It must be good.
It must be
I
good.
buffed it.
Oh, I mean,
it
that's
must
got
be
a
good.
2
It's
kills.
good.
It's got 3 kills.
It did something. It did what it was supposed to do.
Defend the
Oh my
perimeter.
god. Yes. Okay. Fun fact. Like I think without that buff, it would have done nothing. Like right now in the current game, right? You press 4 and 7, it just does nothing.
Yeah. I mean,
We didn't talk about this at all. I made all forms of lifesteal a bit stronger, but I also made all forms of anti-heal a bit stronger because I really like that interaction. Like, I want people to learn to buy anti-heal when the enemy has a lot of lifesteal, right? And I think that is
You also
super
made-
underutilized.
yeah.
Right
You
now.
also made healing booster and healing tempo a little bit stronger, right? Or am I wrong?
Healing boost I buffed, healing tempo I kept the same because I think healing tempo is good, but like, on most characters other than Victor, healing tempo was, healing booster was just bought as because you have to buy it if you want healing tempo, not because you wanted to use it, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, some items are just very strong on their own. Tesla Bullets, for example, is still a very, very good item, even if you don't want to rush capacitor. I don't know why you wouldn't want to rush capacitor, but even if you don't want to rush capacitor, Tesla Bullets is still a good item. But yeah, healing booster still was a huge problem. Okay, already the first.
Why is
pick
my
here
7
on
throwing the game? My 7 did the exact same. He walked into the blue walker alone. Live, my goat. This is exactly what I always say. Like, oh, they got, they were hyped. They came back. They're coming back, right? Like it's looking like they're coming back, right? And then she runs into the blue walker alone. That is like suicide, but it's okay. Winnable. We still have 2 rejuves. Mirage is hiding with 1 HP. Oh, found him.
Yeah. I mean, like, oof. Two deaths on rejuve. It's actually really tough. Yeah, Eternus immediately picked up. Do you think Amber should contest here?
I mean, yeah, I think so. We still have a rejuve for a minute, right? Now the lanes, like they need to rotate right now. I think that's the correct play. We have Lash ult, we have 7 ult. This should be technically the team fight. I think of Amber is stronger. We have the only really big team fight ult that Sapphire has is Warden ult. Billy also great in teamfights, don't get me wrong, but it's not like the massive teamfight ult, right? Compared to like Lash Slam.
I do want to say Haze with Ricochet is kind of scary right now. She's at 42k. She should be able to like easily one-on-one every character in that team, and with Ricochet
That is true.
probably 6v6, right?
Yeah, I mean she is just, yeah. Do we finally have metal skins? Do we have metal skins? Nobody's buying defensive items. Nobody's buying defensive items. Why are we not buying metal skins? It's okay. Yo, Mirage does have inhib Ricochet now. Okay, they're giving up the urn even though they have a rejuve. I think that's incorrect. I mean they are scared to just lose the game.
The death timers are so high that you should be able to get all.
Oh, they're looking for
everything.
pick.
And there it is. Doorman has managed to surround the Viper.
It's happening.
Everyone is gonna
I'm
gather
looking-
in position.
Lash is not in the fight. This is a really bad fight. They want to fight in the open.
No, that's Live Dead, and that's their very
dice.
big team fight ult. They're gonna have to like counterattack right now. Lash grabs one, and he is cubed. That's actually really, really bad. The Lash, the Warden ult is incredible damage, but okay, the second Lash ult coming in.
He missed it!
He whiffed,
I buffed
he
him by so
whiffed.
much! You can't miss that!
Yeah, that's. I mean, everyone's kind of bruised. The Bebop is still active. The Talon might be able to pull something off, but yeah, I don't know. I think this is gonna be the end of the game.
I mean,
And-
7 getting caught without casting ult, instantly dying, that was... I don't know what happened to 7, I didn't see it, but she died so early.
What a game.
GG's though. I mean, that was pretty close for a while.
After the game, we asked the Eternus players whether they thought the Metro patch was the correct direction for the game to go. They did not seem very enthusiastic. However, it was a patch done very quickly, and it's the first of these experiments, so if you like and subscribe and watch our other videos, we just might make some cooler stuff in the future. Have a good day, folks.